like fall, and he kept he was looking through it, and I said, oh, we should get a keyboard, let's get a keyboard. No. He kept flipping the page, and he's pointing to the drums, drums. And I thought, oh, goodness. And
yeah, that must
over
be
and over. I know. I thought, oh, they're so loud. But, his birthday's in December, so we thought, well, if that's what he really wants, we'll give it a try. So took him to the music store, and he sat down at some drums, and he just started playing. And we're like, okay, I guess we're getting him a set of drums, and got him the drums, and it was probably just not even a couple weeks later, and he was probably like 12 years old at the time, and I'm upstairs, and I hear the CD of the Lost Lonely Boys going, How Far Is Heaven was one of my favorite songs at the time, and I thought, wow, he has that really loud, or it just sounds really loud, I like the drum part. I went downstairs, he had the CD playing on the, the little stereo system down there, and he was playing right along to the drum parts, and I was just like, oh, my God, right then and there I knew, okay. Yeah.
That is a miracle. That is beautiful. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, Christopher plays the drums on the song.
Yes, he does. And he actually, he basically came up with what you hear. There was no music for him to follow. Like, he reads music, so it wasn't like there was sheet music for him to play these particular parts. He just sat down and we said, do some drum fills and whatever you think will work, and we played the song. And my daughter sings on it, Caitlin sings on it, and he started filling in these really cool drum fills. And David Gernardi, who was there producing it, was just completely blown away with him. He was like, wow, that is just amazing. Yeah.
It is. That is
so he
beautiful.
basically, he like kind of fills the music, because he's not really able to express himself, but that's how he expresses himself, through playing the drums. So, it's really a really
wonderful
neat experience.
that you were able to come across this and find something that actually worked like this. I mean, obviously you tried with the piano, and I'm sure you tried many other things over a course of time. But to be blessed to find the right one, the one that actually works, has to be a blessing for everyone, including Christopher. And it's an amazing story. I understand, if I've got my notes correct now, I understand that John Vento guested on was involved with the production in some way.
He basically, I've known John for many years, and him and Ron Moondog Esser have the foundation Band Together Pittsburgh, which is a nonprofit and raises money, raises awareness for autism and funding for different programs. And when he heard the song, because I sent it to him, well, actually, I'll back up. A good friend of mine, Kelsey Roche, is the one who put the melody to the lyrics for me. And after I heard what she did, it was just beautiful. I showed John, I said, you need to listen to this. And he said, oh, wow, if you really want to take it a step further, you need to take it to Maplewood Studios, and that's David Gernardi and his brother, Hermie Gernardi, who, David played the bass guitar and the electric guitar on it, and Hermie Gernardi played the keyboards. So that's who John suggested. And then after we recorded the song and everything, like I said, my daughter is the one who sang on it, and of course Chris played the drums. Then from there he said, Band Together would really like to be involved and, do a music video. And he said, would you like to help and, raise money for Band Together and autism? And I said, absolutely. So from there, we had Grind City Studio do the music video, and her name was Kay Bay. So she did that, and it was just really, a really amazing experience. And she was just wonderful with all the other young adults that have autism, and they were all part of the video, and so were their parents. So it was really nice.
We're familiar with John. We had him, he guested on our show back in January. It was our fourth show of the year, January 27th. He was the guest on the show, yes. And there was another connection there that we stumbled across in going through the notes and everything that went along with this. Ron Beidel from Wild Cherry.
Oh, yes. Yeah, in fact, Band Together Pittsburgh holds a drum circle. and it's in memory of Ron Beidel, who also, I mean, back when he played with the Needs Hotel Band, he let Christopher sit in and play on his drums, and he even helped him a little bit. And Christopher loves to play, Ron's song, play that funky music, White Boy. So that's
right. Yeah,
so it's really special.
Yeah, we're familiar with that. Is that White Boy, that funky music White Boy, has been a guest on the show several times back a couple of years ago. Well, way back when we started, the first couple of years we were on, he was on, I think, every year there for the first 2 or 3 years. He was a guest while he was still in his music. So yeah, we're familiar with that too. Now, tell us a little bit about this the group band Together Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, what they do is they they provide different opportunities for kids and adults that have autism to showcase their talents. So one of the things that they do is they hold a monthly autism open mic, and John actually has a venue that he holds it at called Steamworks, and it holds maybe about 60 people. But it's nice because it has a stage, and he provides, the drums and keyboards or whatever, and kids could come in, they sign up, they get an opportunity to go out on stage and perform in front of their family, friends, other musicians, and it's great because, normally they may not have that opportunity to do that. And some of them, they'll sing, or who's playing an instrument, or some of them tell jokes, or like little comedians, or poetry, whatever. And it's really wonderful to see them shine like that. And that's really nice.
John Bon Jovial is sitting there very patiently and quietly. I know you wanted to jump in here, John. Come on.
Yeah, well, first of all, Lisa, thank you for being on with us, and congratulations for being the good mother that you are. I want to ask you something. It's not really music related, but David and myself, like so many other people, we have kids. My son is 30. My son's 34. My daughter is 30. And, I thank God every day that, they're just so-called normal kids. Can you tell us, what is it like through the eyes of the mom of an autistic child? What is it like to raise an individual like that?
Well, it's it's difficult. It's totally different because than raising your normal, quote, typical child. Because my daughter, who is 2 years older than Chris, typical, very talkative, and it's just heart-wrenching when you have this perfectly healthy child. This baby is beautiful, healthy, and he's developing, hitting all his little milestones. He's crawling, then he's walking. He started to talk. And Christopher started talking probably like at 18 months. And then when he's about 2, a little over 2, he starts like not saying anything, starts to sit in the corner by himself and doesn't want to interact, doesn't want to give eye contact, to the point that we thought he couldn't hear. He wouldn't even flinch if you would clap your hands, and, if he had his back to you and you're clapping your hands. So it was just very devastating. I'll never forget, we were living in Columbia, Missouri, and we took him to a specialist there. And he was a geneticist. He ran all kind of tests on Chris. They did brain scans, everything imaginable. And he said to me, there is nothing physically wrong with it. He's perfect. His brain, they measured they're measuring his eyes and checking out his fingerprints, everything. And he said he's perfect. And he said, when he said to me, but I do believe, he has mild autism. And, when you hear those words, I was just like, I just bawled. I just broke down crying. And he said to me, honestly, the best thing for your son is going to be your daughter, Caitlin. He said he will learn more from her than he will from anybody else.
And has that proven to be true?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, oh my God, he just loves her. And, she really would just, like the protector. She took, protected him during school and very sensitive to what anybody would say about him. And even all the years, of course, our lives turned, upside down. We had therapists in the home, like 30 to 40 hours a week. Besides me running him for, speech therapy, we've had him in everything, music therapy, equestrian therapy. And poor Caitlin, she, had to endure all that. But I really am so thankful for all the therapists because they're like family to us till this day. They really included Caitlin, and they would take her places and do things with her also to have fun, to include her with Christopher. But yeah, it's hard. And what you think is though down the road, when I'm not around anymore, and my husband, who's going to take care of my child, my son? And that's the biggest concern you have, and you hate to see that put on your daughter,
completely.
But
I have a daughter who is a special child, and she's not autistic, but she was developmentally disabled, and so I can relate to what you're saying there. It's heart-wrenching, it's a challenge, and you live in fear of what they're going to have when you're no longer around for them.
When you're no longer around, right, you worry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She is fortunate that she has 3 sisters, and after several years of them each going their own way and starting their own lives and everything, they have finally all wound up together again, bless them. Oh. And so they have each other, and she will have the 3 of them and their families. So she has a has a support system.
She has a big support group. Yeah, big support group. So that's wonderful. She's and then you do look at other parents that have children, like 2 maybe with autism or other issues. And I think every day, we're truly blessed with Christopher. Really, we are. And because he's such a wonderful, wonderful kid. So
sounds like Christopher is blessed with you too.
Yeah, thank you. He's good. He's just amazing in so many ways, But I'm just awed by him by a lot. Yeah, I think how can he play the music and I can't do that, and his memory. It's just amazing how he can memorize.
It really makes you stop and think. Here is a child that obviously doesn't have some of the advantages that we have, but then on the other hand, he has this amazing talent that we could never have. It's just mind-boggling. How can people get involved now? You have this band together, Pittsburgh Autism organization, that whether you have actually gotten together with on your music or your song. How can people get in touch? How can they support?
Well, they can. The song actually is available on iTunes and on Amazon Music. And if they go on there and purchase it, I think it's like $1.30, 29 or 30, whatever it is, that will help support Band Together Pittsburgh and autism awareness. And so they can always go on there and just download the song, and that would be one way to help.
That's a heck of a bargain. That price goes back
Isn't that?
I remember when I was a kid long ago in a galaxy far away, we paid, I think we were paying 75, 85, 95 cents, and then it went up to $1.25. And of course we were appalled by the price increase, but that goes back a long time when you could get a song for a buck and change. And it's a well-deserved investment.
Right. It'll help a lot of kids. And then somebody else said to me, it's a lot cheaper than a cup of coffee. I go, yes, it is.
That's a fact.
And, and it's a good cause, and you're helping, other kids that are able to, to help with instruments and help provide other fun things for them. They also do, Band Together also holds a DJ training for them, too. So they actually train the kids how to work these DJ machines, and then they get calls, maybe like say for a fundraiser or school functions or whatever, and they'll go and they will be the DJs for you. So
wonderful. We would love to hear from them if you would, when you talk with them sometime, if you'd have them get in touch with us. We'd like to hear from them and maybe hear more about what they're doing and the people they're working with. You have such a Beautiful story.